Hey guys, Coach Gato here from Icons Rugby. How's it going? Just got back into Brizzy a couple of days ago at the home of the beautiful Icons at the ITC, and literally came back straight into a funeral, and it got me thinking about rugby players, and it was awesome to see this rugby community get behind and support each other at this tough time. And it got me talking about, thinking about legacy and what you leave behind, and it's something that I believe a lot of rugby players aren't taught, and they're not spoken about how you'll be remembered. And it really comes down to the fact of, we're so focused on performance and so focused on talent and so focused on who's the best and who's going to make it, that we forget that realistically 98% of people who are going to play this sport aren't going to go on to the professional scene. So, how do you help those 98% create a difference with the tools that they've been given? And the tool that they've been given is that they play a sport where you literally will come in contact with hundreds and thousands, hundreds and up to thousands of people, depending on how long you play, into your sphere. And how are you going to be remembered? And it's something that's extremely interesting because, it's a characteristic point of view. And it's funny that I'm thinking about this now because, we always talk about being a good bloke and making sure you do the right by other people and everything like this. And it came down to, when I was at this funeral, hearing all the eulogies of people talking about this man who was a mentor to me, and they're saying how much of a loving person he was, how much of a beautiful soul he was, but at the same time, how he was one of the hardest players, how he was an aggressive man and how he was dominant on the footy field, yet the most gentle soul off the footy field. And people remember his off the field presence more than they remember his on the field. And it's not anything taking away from his ability to play the game. It's 100% the fact that his character was 10 times stronger than any kind of performance anyone could have ever given. So it makes me reiterate the points around legacy and how do you want to be remembered. Do you want to be remembered as the guy who was a great player but realistically a shit bloke? Or do you want to be remembered as the guy who was a great player and a good bloke? Because becoming a great player is 100% time and input into your craft, but your characteristics are 100% a decision on how you operate. So, it really got me speaking about why it's so important to make sure that you start creating great characteristics within yourself that others want to be around you. Now, this also will lead on to many other aspects that we speak about here at Icons, and more and not your selection. I know as a coach that I'll select a guy I like more than I'll select a guy I don't like as characteristics, because most guys with characteristics are great for the team. Most guys with bad characteristics aren't great for the team. So as a coach, I want to pick a team player, not an individual, no matter how good he is, because that individual might win me 2 tries, but he's also going to create 4 holes that the rest of the team, I need to make sure that they can fill. And if it's too hard for them to fill, then is it really worth those 2 tries to give away 4 tries? So, that's a really interesting point about legacy, because I know a lot of guys who get halfway through their career and realize, hey, I've fucked this up. I've done the wrong thing by so many people trying to get ahead and forgotten the real true essence of the sport, which is camaraderie, friendship, values around love and connection, as well as just, helping people out, and it's crazy how that is getting lost in the modern day professional context. But it's funny how when you actually speak to the people who are the recruiters and selectors of the elite players, that's what they're looking for, so I don't understand how, as junior coaches and youth development coaches, people don't focus on this enough. I feel as though it's gone, and then everyone whinges about the professional athlete who is a bad bloke, yet he hasn't spent 15 years being told, mate, be a good bloke, culture's everything, how you are is everything. So it's a great time to kind of reevaluate your position as a person in your team. And if you're a parent, have a think about the kind of characteristics that you're creating for your child, and is it in their best interest to, what you're creating? Are you creating a really, really good son or daughter who is going to be a team player over anything else, and then build the crafts of their technical abilities on top of that? because I'll tell you, a great bloke with great skills will get picked over a average bloke with exceptional skills. You know, any day of the week. You see it week in, week out in the NRL and Super 15, how people are just brushed. So I really think that we need a strong culture to change the game, especially here in Australia, to show the difference of what good blokes can do with great skills. All right, that's me, Coach Curto. I'm out. Peace.